So we're going to go over reducing interest on a mortgage, Ricardo, with accelerated payments. Okay. So a lot of the information has already been given to us. We have a mortgage for $400,000. Yeah. No down payment. We'll just say you made a down payment and now this is your mortgage. So your mortgage goes under PV. Our interest rate is 3%. So on our financial calculator here, we're just going to put 3 in because it takes it as a percent. Okay. We're going to have to calculate our payments. Because our PV is 400, our FV is 0. Yeah. Okay, so our payments per year. We're going to focus on monthly because that's the first thing we're going to need to calculate in order to get into accelerated payments. So our payments per year in this case are going to be 12. And our compound period is semi-annually, so that's going to be twice a year. The last thing we have to figure out is the number of times we make payments. So because we do 12 times a year, and it's going to be for 30 years, we're going to take those numbers and multiply. Does anyone know what this will become? 360. So our n is 360. So let's put into our calculator, what are our payments in this case? So it was $1,682. Okay, this should be good. So these are our monthly payments. So we're just going to compare this to interest very quickly. For our interest, we know we have to take this amount and we have to multiply by the number of times we pay it. So that's $1,682 times 360. Whatever that value is, I'll let you guys calculate that in the meantime. We're going to take that value and we're going to subtract it from our original mortgage. Our original mortgage was a $400,000 mortgage.
Excuse this interruption, teacher.
So we quickly calculated, and over the life of this mortgage, you pay $605,000. So in terms of interest, we subtract it from our original mortgage. Our interest paid is $205,520. That's a lot of interest on a mortgage. If we were to change these, bi-weekly means every 2 weeks. How many weeks are in a year? 52. So bi-weekly would be how many times? 26. Good. This is our 26, which is going to change our n. Our n is going to change. We're going to take 26 times 30. I think it's 780. Okay. This payment is going to change. We need to recalculate for this now.
Not quite sure.
Our new payments are, I think, 775? Double check that. Okay, so we calculated it and it's $775 is our payments. Now, to figure out how much we pay in total, we make 780 payments because remember that changed because it's bi-weekly. And each payment is $775. So in total we're paying $604,500. That's a little less than our monthly, which means our interest dropped a little. We saved about $1,000 altogether. But accelerated biweekly is a little bit different. For accelerated biweekly, we take our monthly payments, which were originally, I think I wrote it down, 1,000. Yeah. So our monthly payments were 1,682. Instead of recalculating it this way, we actually put in our payments. We take this value and we divide it by 2. Okay? When we divide that by 2, we're going to get 841. So $841. So we've decided to pay $841 every time. In our calculators, that's going to give us a new n. Okay? So what we're actually going to do is calculate for our new n. What happens is we pay the mortgage off much quicker. The only difference is when we actually go to put this into our calculator this way, we have to change our 400,000. We have to make it a negative value. Okay? If you leave it like this, your calculator is going to correct it, or it's going to give us an incorrect amount. So I just go in and change my PV. It's just because our calculator is a little picky. So I go to my PV and I change it to 400,000, or sorry, negative 400,000. And I calculate for n. It'll give me a new n. So I push enter on n. And my new n, I think, is 687 payments. Remember, it used to be 780 payments. So it's dropped. it's gone down, okay? So because it's gone down, that means A, we're going to pay it off much faster. Remember we said that we make 26 payments every single year? If we take this amount, it'll tell us how many years are left on it. So we take this, 687, and divide by 26. That'll tell us in how many years we'll pay this off. So 687 divided by 26 gives us 26.4. So about 26 years. So we've reduced our mortgage by 4 years. Okay, so we're paying it off faster, and the amount of interest is also going to drop. Because we're paying $841 678 times, we'll calculate that. So that's $841 times 6, they say 87? So we're going to calculate this to our new amount. 841 times 687 gives us 577,767. So if you notice, this is a lot less than the original we paid, and even a lot less than our biweekly. So we know our interest actually drops to roughly $170,000, 177. That's about a $30,000 drop when we use accelerated payment. So we save a lot of money if we can pay accelerated in a mortgage.